A recent episode of Nation Beat delved into an important issue for the real estate sector in St. Lucia, the Real Estate Brokers and Agents Bill. This bill is set to bring much needed structure to the real estate industry, ensuring that agents and brokers are properly licensed and that there is a framework to protect investments. The Ministry of Commerce, Manufacturing, Business Development, Cooperatives and Consumer Affairs, in collaboration with the Realtors Association of St. Lucia and the Attorney General's Chambers, has been working on the development and review of this crucial legislation. Anselm Matre, President of the St. Lucia Realtors Association, highlighted that the real estate sector accounts for approximately 22% of the nation's GDP and emphasized the importance and necessity of this bill.
We think the economic impact on the country is substantial enough for us to require some order. As it is right now, as an association, we probably have about 50 regular members. But we know we have more than 365 practicing realtors, more than one for every day of the year. And that has led to a number of issues of accusations of fraud, lost deposits, misrepresentation, both in the sales aspect as well as the rental aspect.
At present, there is no standardized process for becoming a real estate agent, which has created an opportunity for fraud. Previously, any disputes within the sector were addressed through conventional court filings. However, the bill is anticipated to introduce stricter regulations to the real estate industry. Matre discussed the advantages of the legislation.
We think that by having the bill, we get some guidance, some framework, and we can manage the qualification, the barriers to entry, and the kind of people that comes on with the requisite training and preparation.
Adding to the discussion, Honorable Emma Hippolyte, Minister for Commerce, Manufacturing, Business Development, Cooperatives and Consumer Affairs, emphasized the significance of regulating the sector.
Within the Ministry of Commerce, we are looking at the development of the service sector as a whole. And the real estate market and the services of realtors falls within the service industry. And as we grow various industries, as a government, it is important that we put structures in place to govern, to regulate, and so that the users of the services as well as the providers understand what is expected of them, the rules, the regulations.
Minister Hippolyte also addressed concerns about whether regulating the sector might hinder its growth. She assured that the proper regulation would not only protect consumers, but also create a more stable and trustworthy environment for the real estate industry to thrive.
I am one, I do not believe that regulation impedes. I believe that regulation put order and a level of transparency within the industry that is going to cause us to have what I would say is a level playing field, so that persons are aware that there's a Realtors Association. The association should have a board, it should have rules and regulations as to how its members operate. The persons who are using that service should know as well what type of service is provided, what is the qualification for someone to be a real estate agent, the level of payment, what should be refunded, how deposits are dealt with, so that all the stakeholders within that industry, how the lawyers ought to operate, they are part of that grouping, providing and facilitating that service, what are the fees that's supposed to be paid to government, all these things are supposed to be as open as possible.
Minister Hippolyte spoke on the current status of the bill, emphasizing the government's commitment to ensuring that the bill strengthens the sector while supporting its continued growth.
I believe that we've tabled this bill in the Parliament for first reading, but before we go into second and third reading, we felt we needed to ventilate what we are doing so that the general public is aware. And if there are any concerns, I know they've provided feedback, but what I believe in as a government is continuous feedback, so that when we have this final piece of legislation, everybody understands it, everybody appreciates what it is.
With the bill now advancing through Parliament, real estate professionals are hopeful that this new legislation will improve the sector's standards, enhance consumer trust, and protect both investors and clients.